And I'm sure, like I say, with all these links, and again, I don't know whether it's BS or whether it's actual fact, and I'll put them to you guys in a second. But I want to start with Wissa. Wissa's 28. He's going to be 29 September, the start of the season. I remember the days, and I've said this, the Callum Wilson saga coming. We signed him when he was 28. But we needed a goal scorer back then because we needed somebody to get us out of the mire, and he did that. He did us a job. Unfortunately, what happened afterwards with his injuries seemed to put a bit of a cloud and a dampener over his name. With Wissa, he comes without the injury baggage, but you can't get away from him being an older gentleman who's got very little. Okay, I'm going to say in the prime of his years as a footballer.
In his prime.
Yeah. And then, you know, you've also got to think you're losing him for potentially 6 weeks if he gets picked in the AFCON. So, is this a legitimate target? And as it's been mentioned in the chat, and I have to agree with it, are we playing at making Manchester United put a higher bid in for Mbeumo early? Because it sounds very much to me as if you look at, you know, I like Wissa. I mean, if you look at his totals last season, there is nothing to shirk about. He did a good job at scoring the goals. So I have got no issues with that. My concern is the fact that we are getting him in his prime. As you talk about longevity, he's going to want a 5-year contract, I would imagine, minimum. How long has he got in a black and white shirt? And can we afford to lose him if he's selected to go to AFCON?
Well, the answer to that, of course, is if we were to sign Wissa and then end up with whatever suspensions or injuries during AFCON, it's going to affect us. Of course it is. But
that was a long but.
But would it be, you know, how far are they going to go in the competition, first of all? Because everybody's saying 4 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever, 6 weeks. You know, that's assuming they make it to the final.
Yeah.
They don't pick up an injury
by the way, I agree with it. If I'm given two choices, two players equal ability, one's going to AFCON and one's not, obviously you're going to take the one that isn't going because you're not going to lose him. But there are so many African players in the Prem at the minute that it's kind of an occupational hazard if that's the route you want to go down. And if that, you've only got to look at Salah. You know, we're worrying about maybe playing a period of time in the Prem without Wissa. Liverpool are looking at playing without Salah.
They've got the backup way.
I was going to say,
which of the two's the biggest handicap?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I totally agree with you.
What I'm saying is every team in the league is going to face that.
Yeah, so it evens itself out a little bit in a way. Aye. Like I think Wissa's a good all-rounder, and I go back to it where he is a striker and he can't play on the left. Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't be screwed like the Mackems.
Yeah, exactly. Got 6 of them.
Go on the AFCON. Aye. But with Wissa, he can play on the left, which is an advantage. But ultimately, he is a striker. He's got those striking instincts. Yeah, and like having him and Isak on the pitch at the same time again. It's a throwback where it's more of a threat on the pitch. And we've got Elanga on the right. We've got, for me, Barnes on the left or Gordon. And Isak can float around. Wissa, by all accounts, can float around as well. So I do like what we're going for. I think, somebody mentioned in the chat there, Justin Kluivert. He's probably going to be he's going to be more expensive, obviously. Probably too expensive, but maybe he's an option. Maybe a better option because he's younger as well. But I wouldn't be massively against Wissa. Again, it's about balancing who we're going for the rest of the squad. Do you know what I mean? Like we might buy Wissa for obviously a lesser price than we would Ekitike, and then it gives us more room to bring in a quality centre back, to bring in goalkeeper, to bring in midfielder as well potentially. So I think it's kind of judging it at the end of the window.
Exactly.
He's a solid. He's a quality player. He's not as exciting as Ekitike, you know.
It's not.
But
It's
again,
not a juice fizz one, is it? It's a signing that's not going to get you juices fizz, but it's practical.
no, yeah, practical eye. That's a good way of describing it.
You
I
don't
think.
need to necessarily have a signing to get the juices flowing, which is good. I mean, everyone enjoys that. But I'd rather have someone that comes in and is effective and moves the team forward than one of these juicy signings that flops.
Folks, can I just say we've got nearly 600 on YouTube at the minute watching, and we've only got 40 likes. How weird, man.
Maybe they don't like us. I mean, you can't force people to thumb it, if they don't like
Just
it.
hit the like. It really helps us grow. And we're with 40 out of 600, that's
Better 100 will kick win out.
You're watching. You must like what we do. Come on, folks, hit the likes, please.
I mean, it's like I said, there's always going to be a lot of people. I mean, somebody just put in there, Juventus now have terminated Vlahovic's contract. Again, what's the reasons behind it? There's got to be a reason that your player just doesn't get on with your club. So it could be a bit of a red flag for me, that one.
He's fallen off, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. That's what I said. You've got to be careful. They're not always easy to handle. These
not
guys.
all arguments with the managers is the players' fault. We have to take that into account as well.
There's a two-sided coin, mate. You know what I mean? And we've seen that again. Some managers just
causing
don't like
trouble.
the player's face, do they?
It could be causing trouble in the dressing room.
Well, it could be just stating facts, and sometimes managers don't like to hear the truth. And that is, again, players sometimes see the game totally differently to the way coaches do. And some coaches can't accept it. So, you have got to be a little bit careful with where you go there. Before I move on to the next subject, like I say, I have been trying to put a couple in the chat on the screen while you guys have been talking. I just want to go on to Elanga's message, because like I say, this to me, when we're talking about attitude and everything else, I think this comes across really well. And then we're going to have a look at some of the potential targets that seem to be Newcastle's next involvement by the looks of it. So here we go. This is Elanga talking very highly of his start, his first week at Newcastle.
How was Eddie Howe pre-season?
It's really intense, but very detailed, and I love it. I think it's something that's perfect for me as the type of player that I am. I love the work, and I love how detailed the work is as well. And I think that's only going to make me better and better. And I'm the type of player that's always want to strive for the best and strive to improve and become the better version of myself every single day. And so far, like I said, I've only been here a week, but for me, it feels like I've been here for years. Again, I'll say that again because I really believe that. And it's a fantastic opportunity for me to improve and take in all the information that's been said to me and put it into practice.
You just you listed a moment ago all the lads that you know already before you came. I wonder, knowing so many of them as close as you do and trained with them, I wonder how big a part that made in your decision.
Massive, big part, because when you know the lads, I think it helps you settle even quicker. And again, I'll say again the fact that I've only been here for a week, but it feels like I've been here for years. Why? Because again, the lads have made me feel so welcome. The staff have made me feel so welcome, and that's only playing a big part into me settling in well and enjoying it.
Yeah, there you go. For me, the lad speaks a volume of sense, and like I said, it is the type of attitude that I want at the club. Somebody who's striving to be better, embraces the information and wants to learn and evolve with the club. And I think that is amazing. So on to a couple of players. And again, these are players, some of them I'd never heard of. So hear me out on this one, because like I say, not big news to me with these guys. Nicola Savona is
Are these
one of the
Steve's
players.
questions by any chance? Steve
What's that? What's that, mate?
Did you see Steve's WhatsApp? He put a load of players in earlier today. I'm just wondering if you used any of them.
No, I've literally just gone on viable. Yeah, the sources that are out there from the media world, and these are the guys that we supposedly be linked with. This is the first lad that we seem to be very heavily linked with. When I can get it up on my screen, there you go. This is Savona. He's centre back that plays right back. But one thing that worries me before I even start, look at this lot. His injury record is absolutely awful.
Aaron's saying in the comments he's injured, I think.
Yeah, he's out till, I believe, September. And he's not back. But, he's 6'4", I think he is, 22-year-old Italian. Like I say, can play. And again, this has come from somewhere, and I'm not going to say it as this is fact. But apparently, Eddie Howe is looking at a player who can be universal and play the right back role as well as the right centre back. Now, we've got Kraft, bless him, who seems to deal with that very well. And again, we talk about jack of all trades, master of none, which seems to be Kraft's little forte. But he does a job for us. I don't want another Kraft at the club. Now, again, I certainly don't want another Kraft that's got an injury list as bad as this lad. So I doubt very much how this one's going to be. Everybody's talking about Scalvini. It has gone quiet, but according to it, we are still very much interested. And like I say, he's another lad. What's your guys' thoughts on this this lad? I mean, again, you look at his injury list. You've got to question: are we taking a gamble here, a massive gamble?
My problem is, Gary, with this, every player we seem to sign, we seem to want to, we're not define them in a position.
Don't forget to smash the like button. It helps us a lot to keep growing. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, activate all notifications, that way you get notified every time we go live. And don't forget, you can become a member, get exclusive content, access to all of our live shows on demand at the time that you want. And also, of course, giveaways every month, sometimes multiple giveaways a month. So stay tuned for that. Check it out. Help support the channel. It's a small fee. And of course, you help us and grow. If you hate the Mackhams, smash that like button.
To save the bleeding races. When we got the wheel put on, away we went again. But them that had their noses broke, they came back our him. Some went to the dispensary, and some to Dr. Gibbs's, and some to the infirmary.